Hello, remember me? I know I've been gone for quite a while. I was just studying a lot, and that's all I have to say for myself. And I thought the easiest way to just come back here was to just talk about the new books I have acquired since we last spoke. I mean, who didn't know that when I said this year, I'm not buying anything new until I read all of them? Did I? That didn't go to plan. Let's just do this. This is my fifth time attempting to film this video. I have had all sorts of issues. Please wish me luck. I hope this is the last time because honestly, if this doesn't go well, I'm not doing this again. I'm not doing this again. I can't do this again. So the way I'm thinking of doing this video is basically going shelf by shelf, showing you whatever is new because I think that's the easiest way for me to not forget anything and show you, like I said, all of the books I've acquired since the last time we had a chat. Let's do this. Starting off with shelf number one, got two new books, one of which I actually got from a blind date with a book. A couple of months ago, I had to go to Madrid, and in there I came across this beautiful second-hand bookshop. Honestly, one of my favorite bookshops I've ever been to. It had so many vintage books in there, and they also had a whole section for blinding with the books where they had the usual one where they just give you a description of the book. Then they had books based on your zodiac sign, and then what I actually got, which was Love at First Sentence. So let me read you the first sentence and let me know if you know which book this is. The boy with fair hair lowered himself down the last few feet of rock and began to pick his way towards the lagoon. Do you know what book this is? Lord of the Flies by William Golding. I have been wanting to read this book for a while, and by while I mean I've been wanting to read this book since the beginning of this year, so I'm very excited that this is actually what I managed to get from the blind date with the book. All I know about this is this like a group of kids who are stranded on a island and strange dark things start happening. Is that what it is? I don't know, but I'm excited to read that, so hopefully I'll do that soon before my TBI gets any longer or bigger. What's the right word? I don't know. The second book I got from my usual charity shop. The thing with this is that weeks can go by where you won't be able to find one single good book, and then all of a sudden they get like a bunch of amazing ones. This time I somehow managed to only buy one from all of the ones that I wanted, which were like five. And you could say I was being financially responsible, but based on all of the books I've been buying this year, I don't think I know what financially responsible is. A Wild Sheep Chase by Haruki Murakami. I love how crazy this cover looks. Like, this drew me in right away. But also, I didn't even bother reading the back of it. I just had a look at the first couple of sentences and it got me hooked. So I'll read it to you as well. It was a short one paragraph item in the morning edition. A friend rang me up and read it to me. Nothing special. Something a rookie reporter fresh out of college might have written for practice. The date, street corner, a person driving a truck, a pedestrian, a casualty, an investigation of possible negligence. Sounded like one of those poems on the inner flap of a magazine. Where's the funeral? I asked. You got me, he said. Did she even have family? Did she? Did she have family? Hopefully we'll find out in a reading vlog together. Now, this next couple of books are basically books I got because recently this year I realized I have this thing for fairy tale retellings ever since I started reading the Princess Swap books and the Twisted Tales. I can't get enough of fairy tale retellings. I don't know what it is about them. I wasn't even really into princesses or fairy tales when I was a kid, so I'm regressing, I guess. The first one I got is a pretty well-known one, Cinder by Melissa Mayo. I've seen quite a few people talk about this book. It's a cyberpunk, I think that's the word, sort of retelling, where we've got Cinder, who is actually a cyborg, and then she meets Prince Kai, and they're caught between duty and freedom, loyalty and betrayal. Yeah, I've only heard good things about it, and they have quite a few other books in the series, so I'm hoping I like it so I can continue reading the whole thing. And the other one I got actually from the same seller. Both books I got them from a sale on Vinted, and literally they were like quid each. But I love Vinted sometimes. And the other one is Stepsister by Jennifer Donnelly. This one I have never heard of before. I had to check on Goodreads to see the rating. Something I don't usually do, like I try to avoid, but I just wanted to make sure I wasn't getting a book that has like a 2 stars because that's just too low, you know? But this has had quite a good rating. And basically this says, this is stepsister's Isabel's story. Isabel is brave and strong-willed, but not beautiful. And she has bloody feet from trying to fit into the glass slipper. But now, Isabel has a chance to alter her destiny and prove what ugly stepsisters have always known. It takes more than heartache to break a girl. Sounds incredibly dramatic, and that's right up my alley. Next section we're gonna call books that I bought because I thought the cover was incredibly beautiful. Paladin's Grace by T. Kingfisher. I could have bought this book just for the cover. I would love to just have a print of it framed and hung on my wall. That's how much I like this cover. I have actually already read it, and we're basically following the story of Stephen, who's a paladin whose god has died, and he's a berserker, which basically means like he's a killing machine, but he's scared because he gets kind of can lose control for his doing or something. And then he meets Grace, and they have this insta-lovey situation that turns out into the cutest love story. Like, then it's also a bit of a mystery going on because there are some people being killed and being beheaded. And overall, just a very good story actually. So maybe I'll continue the series, maybe not. I'm unsure right now. Bought this one online, and when I went to the shop to pick it up, I opened the locker, and it was a completely different book, as in a completely different edition of what I was expecting. But God, am I happy they did give me a different one, because this one is so pretty. Capture the Castle by Dodie Smith. Like I said, I love the very vintagey looking style of illustration. And then the spine is gorgeous as well. I'm literally obsessed. And basically, the story we're following just journal entries by the main character Cassandra, and she just talks to you about her everyday life. Like she captures perfectly every single detail, like small things from her day-to-day life. That's basically all I know about it. I found out about it through a video where the girl was recommending books that felt like Anne of Green Gables. And I mean, Anne of Green Gables plus journal entry style of writing was a no-brainer for me, you know. Because I didn't realize that Penguin do these Rebel Voices books, I had a quick Google to see if I could find more, and I did. Earthsea, and these are the first 4 books. They're by Ursula K. Le Guin. Again, isn't it just gorgeous? So pretty. The spine as well. Gorgeous illustration. Chunky book. But again, it's 4 books in one. This one says, Ged was once an arrogant boy on the island of Gaunt. But everything changes when he's sent to the School of Wizardry, where he masters the art of true magic. Taken as a child and selected to be High Priestess to the Nameless Ones, Tenor doesn't remember a world outside the tombs of Atuan. When their fates twist together, Ged and Tenor find themselves embarking on an epic, decades-long quest full of soaring, dangerous magic. They must defeat the evil that stalks their lands and save Earthsea once and for all. So yeah, sounds a bit like a sort of epic fantasy, which again, right up my alley. Then we've got The Other Side of Truth by Beverly Naidoo. Again, absolutely gorgeous. And this one, the author of this book, she was exiled from her country for campaigning against apartheid, and that just makes her so badass. Like, girl, bloody amazing. Book-wise, this one says Sadie. In Femi's, Papa is a political journalist who always writes the truth, but when their mama is killed, the siblings are forced to flee from their home in Nigeria to Britain. They are given strict instructions not to tell anyone that they are leaving, not even their friends. But things go from bad to worse when they arrive in London. Abandoned and alone, Sadie will learn to use her voice and to stand up for what is right, no matter what. Sounds like one of those books that I'm gonna learn a thing or two, you know. It's very different from what I usually read, which makes me even more excited to read it. Going back to that charity shop I was speaking about earlier, from in Madrid, They had a box full of books in Portuguese, and let me tell you, it's so hard to find books in Portuguese, especially Brazilian Portuguese, which I mean, fair enough, but like it's not even if I want brand new ones, they just don't get shipped here, you know, which is upsetting, but also means that when I do find something, I've got to get it. So I ended up buying Minha Vida Não Tão Perfeita by Sophie Kinsella. This is this is a contemporary romance, a translation from an author that honestly I don't know anything about her. Jojo Moyes says about this book that it made her cry with laughter. So I only bought it because it's in Brazilian Portuguese. What can I say? Now this, I don't know if I showed you already. Did I? I know I showed you the first one. Well, more like the third one. Chain of Thorns by Cassandra Clare. But did I tell you that I actually got the rest? Chain of Gold, Chain of Iron. Again, gorgeous covers. But yeah, I finally have got all of the books for the Last Hour trilogy, which I really hope I will read soon. But whilst I did love the Infernal Devices, the Dark Artificers just left me a bit. So I don't know when I will be ready to go back into the Shadow Hunter world, but hopefully it won't take me forever because I have 3 books now and this is getting ridiculous. I saved the most special ones for basically last, but not quite last, because then I've saved also the prettiest ones for last. Last year, one of the best books that I read was Salitre Cenizas by Carlos Uriarte. It's a grimdark fantasy book that is just, it blew my mind. It's so good. The writing style, funny, hilarious. It was basically like having someone right next to you talking to you. That's how that book felt, but except what the person was telling you was the craziest story ever. And this year, I think at the end of March, the second book came out. Obviously, I had to pre-order it, but also this is where the special thing happened. I met the author. He was so nice, so nice. And there's nothing better than meeting someone whose work you admire and realizing they're the nicest person ever. Like, he was just so nice, so sweet, so attentive, like amazing person, you know, kind of person that you wish the best to, you know. I got both books signed and dedicated, which is the best thing. Like, it's my first time ever meeting an author in person, so I guess I had a really good experience with it. When he signs the books,